Okay, hey guys, I'm back, and this is Choose Your Destiny. Yep, for the new moon in Libra. Um, like I said before, well, maybe I haven't said it before, depending on which video goes up first, but um, this new moon is going to be in Libra, and it will be directly in Libra. And it was because the new moon moved in Libra earlier this morning. It'll be well into Libra by this evening. So it's going to be at its highest peak. It'll be going towards the highest peak of Libra, towards the things where you're really going to feel between nightfall and tomorrow. You're really going to feel like you need to move around and balance life and get things done. And if you're not doing that, you're going to have a very emotional, trying time this weekend. Um, so for those who don't really not into astrology, Libra is the sign of balance. But with balance comes judgment. In order to balance, you have to judge, and you can't judge things according to what makes you feel good. You have to judge things according to what is the best for you. And a lot of times we confuse what feel good with what's best for us. It's like taking medicine. You know you're sick and you need this medicine, but you don't want to take it because it's nasty. It tastes nasty in the moment. It tastes disgusting in the moment, even though you know it'll have a better outcome. Libra is like that, but Libra is also a very social sign. Libra is also, when it comes to balance, it's not just balancing the inside of you with Libra, it's balancing everything around you. So, with everything, it starts with the inside and goes with the outside, but it's not just going to stay on inside. It's going to balance everything around you. Excuse me. So with everything now going into balance, this is the reason why I picked these three stones. So first we have for those who are not used to my Choose Your Destiny readings, you know that I do my destiny readings based off the three pillars, which is the left hand path, which left hand path only means that you work on you and yourself and inside you. You have the middle path, which I'll come back to. You have the right hand path, which means that you work more so sending out healing vibrations or sending out other things and working on others. You have the middle path, which is you work on yourself as well as you work on others. Now, neither paths are evil, neither paths are good. It's just what's needed for you at this time. So it's not like, oh, well, this path sounds the best or this path sounds correct. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about what you need at this time in your life. This is more so intuition, your feelings, your spiritual connections. This is more so physical things you need to do, and this is a combination of both. Now, again, because I've had a lot of people who have inboxed me and said, well, they chose the middle path, but that's not how their life went. Well, that means you chose the middle path based off your logic and because it sounded like a good idea, but what you may have need was the left hand path to work on yourself, or the right hand path where if you worked on yourself and you're reading books, reading books, reading books, now it's time to do and experience what you have read and what you have learned. It's time to do something. And then once you have to learn it and get connected, then you experience it and do. And then once you've done that, and then you can balance it with the knowledge that you have learned and the wisdom you gain from it and understanding and balance out the middle pillar. So it's not about good and evil at all. And I wanted to explain that for those who, sent me emails about that and inbox me about that. So, with that being said, and with these things, I know it's all for fun and everything, but let your spirit guide you, not just what sounds cute and pretty. Let your spirit guide what you need. So let's go into the stones that we picked for this. For the left-hand path, again, since this is about Libra and about balancing, I picked selenite for this stone. And selenite is a very good stone for understanding why spirit is telling you to do something, at least get a little peek of why spirit is telling you to do something before you actually do it. It's very good at balancing your emotions or how you feel about something with the spiritual understanding, spiritual information coming to you, because sometimes they can conflict. So it's very good at that. It's very good at showing something. It's very good at keeping you in tune with the spiritual alignment, and it's also very good at taking things. It's also very good to help you when spirit's telling you to do something, and it's totally opposite of what you're used to doing or used to doing. It helps you to get more comfortable and trusting what spirit is telling you to do. So let's go to the right hand path. I chose Tiger's Eye. This is a blue Tiger's Eye, and this is regular Tiger's Eye. And I chose Tiger's Eye because Tiger's Eye is a very practical stone. It's very protective, it's very practical, and it helps you to keep your judgment intact when it's time for you to do something before. And you don't let your emotions get blocked in the way. You just do it because this is what needs to be done, and you trust that this is the best thing for you. So with the middle path, I trust. I trust. With the middle path, I chose malachite. Malachite is a very balancing stone. It keeps things in balance, which I thought was perfect for the middle pillar because the middle pillar is all about balance. So with malachite, it helps. Um, it helps you to maintain that balance of reasoning as far as intuition and feeling. It helps to hold it all together and know what to pull out when and why, or what to pull back when and why. So with that, let's go into the cards. So let's start with the left hand path. Personally, I'm a fan of the left hand path because I feel as though before you can do anything else, you have to work on yourself. And this card, oh, the deck that I'm using is oh, Cheryl Hill, Path of the Soul. I don't have that many decks anyway, but this is the deck that we're using today. Path of the Soul by Shirley Hardish. And this card is the card, I always say the card of frequency because when I look at it, I see frequency and sound waves. It's almost like a bass speaker, and when they heard that boom, and it goes zzz, and when the bass speaker, if the bass speaker had a bunch of paint on it, this is what it would look like when the bass is pumping. So obviously frequency and sound, but it's the same. It's vibration. And this card is a reminder that everything you think, everything you feel, everything you analyze, it sends out a vibration. It sends out a frequency that affects first you, and by it affecting you and it sends out those sound waves, those vibrations, it affects the world around you. So if you're always in a negative state, you're sending out those vibrations of negativity. And it's going to send out and it's going to vibrate all the way out through the world, and that's how you're going to see the world through those eyes. And with Libra, it's time to balance that. It's time to break it out. If your spirit is telling you something and in your eyes you don't see how that's going to play out well then when you do it, you're going to bring out the negative aspect. You're going to bring out the polar aspect of what spirit is trying to do. So that's perfect. Actually, that's really perfect to go with the selenite because selenite will help you remember to trust your spirit and give you a little peak. If you meditate with it, give you a little peak or at least a little feeling of a higher vibration, a better. Well, I don't like the word higher vibration, but a more vibration that's comfortable to your vibration when you go forth and do it. So this card is really telling you to pay attention to your thought patterns. Pay attention to the feelings connected to your thought patterns. Pay attention to that. If you have one of those thought patterns where everything is sad, pay attention to that feeling. And if that feeling makes you sad, it's time for you to change that thought pattern. I know it may be comfortable, but it's time for you to change that pattern, change those feelings. Otherwise, life for you will never change. And it's about balancing. So if you want to balance that, you have to change something on to be balanced. And again, this is a very judgmental time. A lot of times we say we should not judge. That is a total lie. You cannot live life without judging. If you pick a blue shirt over a red shirt, you still judge that day that you wanted that blue shirt over the red. So it's not about judging being right or wrong. It's about judging what's best for you. Not judging what's best for others. Judging what's best for you. Okay, so let's go to the right hand path. I'm going to leave the middle path for last, mainly because I already know what the middle card is. When I was shuffling, it literally flipped out at me. So I know exactly what that one is. So I'm going to leave that for last. And this is the right hand path. And this path is the card of, I knocked over my spirit quartz. See my spirit quartz? I know. I am so like extra right now and so sideways, but I love my spirit quartz. And I accidentally knocked it over. But anyway, this is the friendship card. And like I said, Libra is a very social card, so this is about balancing your friendships. Not meaning making sure you spend time with everybody else, meaning look at them for what they are. Is this friendship helping you or hindering you? Is this friendship helping somebody else or hindering them? Because a lot of times we like to help our friends so much that we end up hindering their growth. There's an old saying, give a man a fish, they'll eat for a day. Teach a man a fish, they'll eat for life. Well, what happens is when you always give somebody a fish, they don't learn. They end up depending on you. So when you go, they stop eating. So you actually hindered them as well as helping them. I can't remember. There's another old African proverb, and I can't remember the exact words, but it's something like, if you're a true friend knows how to let their other friends hurt and knows how to let their other friends suffer. Because a lot of times they need to go through that suffering. And you know, we always have big hearts. We always want to help people. But a lot of times people need to go through suffering in order to make themselves better. in order to pull out the best aspects of them, in order to trust their soul and their self and understand that they have the power over their life and they choose their life. And that's one of the hardest things that we have, the hardest things that we have to learn how to do when it comes to our friends, our family, and especially our children. And by children, I don't mean just the ones you birth. I mean our spiritual children, the ones we have been, for us who are seers and mediums and psychics, the ones we have been coaching for years. It's a very hard thing to do, but you have to do it, which again goes back to the selenite and seeing a deeper meaning and the vibrations, frequencies, and all that. So Tiger's Eye, again, perfect for this one because it helps you to be practical. Be practical in your decisions. Understand that when someone needs help, it's not always meant for you to help. Sometimes it's meant for them to help themselves. Yes, sometimes people just need a little helping hand, but when you give them a helping hand all the time, they always have their hand out instead of having their hand within. They're always going outside of themselves for what they need instead of going within themselves, which is where we're always supposed to go first. So with that, we're going to go to the middle path. So with this pillar, you need to start looking at your friendships and seeing what's helping you and hindering you, and also who you're helping and who you're actually hindering. This is a lesson I had to learn because I've always been a big helper. I've always been a person where, people see me as stronger than what I truly am. I'm totally honest. They see me stronger than what I truly am because I'm always there helping, and I had to realize I had to pull back. And when I pulled back, I caught a lot of hell because I didn't realize how much I was hindering people. They would call me, at the time they would call me, hey, can I borrow such and such? Can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? And when I started saying no, it was a big issue for them. They didn't know how to deal because they were just so used to being able to just rely on me. And I had to pull back and I had to let them fall on their behinds and fall on their faces. Um, and with that, I also realized how much time and effort I put into other people, which at that particular time I needed really to put into myself. So this is a lesson. This is not just. I'm not just saying this. To say it. This is something I had to learn too as well. And it is hard. It is kind of hard to do at first. But once you get used to it and you start to understand it, and you see these people around you, even though they'll be pissed off at you at the time and totally hate you, you'll see them start to grow and learn and change um, over time. Normally, a lot of them. There's few that will automatically, get it, but there's a lot of them that have to fall behind time after time after time, but eventually start to learn and grow and understand. So here we go to the middle pillar, and I already know that this card is the the I always say divine order, but it's the royal order. And basically, what it's saying is with the royal order and divine order, you understand um, how to put yourself first. You understand how your vibrations affect everything. You understand how your thoughts affect everything. You understand how your words have power. You understand that the feelings attached to your words, the feelings attached to the words that you say and speak, define how they come back to you. You also understand how you help or hinder others and how they help or hinder you. You understand when to give and when not to give. You have right judgment and sound mind. That's divine order. And as you see, this is like a divine alien house. I love this card. It's so beautiful. But it's like a divine house, a divine order house. It's a house that's not of this world, obviously. So it's a very spiritual house, and it's in order, it's balancing. And the Malachite helps you to balance that and continue the balance. So, oh, excuse me. With all that, this is your choose your destiny, and I hope you chose your path well and based on the right things. And everybody have a blessed new moon and peace. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? All right, bye, y'all.